Alright guys, and welcome back to the Little Lawn Gaming channel. Today we do have the 2024 season on F1 2021. Last season Charles Leclerc won the championship. Can he retain? We're going to find out soon enough. This video was meant to come out a couple of days ago, but a few technical issues have meant it has been delayed. But here it is, ready to go. Let's go see what driver changes happened between 2023 and 2024. So there was only one driver change. Valtteri Bottas retired. And the shocking news is Callum Ilott replaced him at Mercedes. They went for a rookie driver instead of going for someone, I don't know, like George Russell or Lando Norris or even Mick Schumacher. Someone young. They've gone for Callum Ilott. Never had an F1 drive before. How will it end up? Let's go see how he did in Bahrain. And as we went to Bahrain, Max Verstappen picked up the race victory. Lewis Hamilton second. Callum Ilott in his first F1 race getting a podium. Sergio Perez is fourth. The two Ferraris, well, one of them was ninth. That was Sebastian Vettel. And Charles Leclerc failed to finish. And following on from a podium in his first race in F1, in his second, it's a race victory for Callum Ilott as he wins in Imola. Lewis Hamilton second, Max Verstappen third, Pierre Gasly fourth. Really nice finish for him. Sergio Perez fifth, and the two Ferraris sixth and seventh. A little better this weekend. Still quite a disappointing start for the defending champions. Now, when they signed Ilott, I had my doubts. 3 races in, it's 2 race victories for Callum Ilott. It's 3 podiums. What a start to his F1 career. Charles Leclerc second, much better from Ferrari. Lewis Hamilton third, Pierre Gasly in fourth. He's having a cracking start to the season. Vettel's fifth, and then Perez and Verstappen are 6th and 7th. And as we went to Spain, Max Verstappen gets himself back on top of that pedestal. Lewis Hamilton second, Charles Leclerc third, Vettel fourth. Ferrari seemingly getting back to their best. Gasly in fifth, Perez sixth, and Ilott all the way down in 7th. And on race weekend 5, Lewis Hamilton wins the Grand Prix from 13th, an incredible drive. Pierre Gasly getting on the podium in second, Callum Ilott third, Vettel finished 4th, Lando Norris 5th, and then it was the 2 Red Bulls with Verstappen and Perez 6th and 7th, Leclerc failing to finish. And having forgot to take a picture of the driver standings, the constructor standings after 5 races see Mercedes on 182 points, 58 ahead of Red Bull in second. Ferrari are 40 behind Red Bull, and then AlphaTauri are 4th with 79 points, seemingly better than McLaren, who are just struggling a little bit at the start of this season. And as race weekend 6 arrives, it's Max Verstappen who reigns supreme in Baku. Lewis Hamilton second, Pierre Gasly on the podium again, Callum Ilott in 4th, Sergio Perez 5th, and then the 2 Ferraris of Leclerc and Vettel 6th and 7th. And Max Verstappen's good form continues in Canada, where he wins the Canadian Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly with a sensational drive from 15th on the grid up to 2nd place. Lewis Hamilton 3rd, Callum Ilott 4th, Leclerc 5th, Perez 6th. Then it was Norris in 7th and Vettel come 8th. And as the French Grand Prix creeps up on us, Leclerc wins and Ferrari get their first victory of the season. Lewis Hamilton is second. Sebastian Vettel makes it 2 Ferraris on the podium. Callum Ilott 4th, Pierre Gasly 5th, Sergio Perez 6th. Max Verstappen failed to finish. But Ferrari can't carry that form into Austria, where Max Verstappen wins the Grand Prix. Callum Ilott comes second, Lewis Hamilton 3rd, Vettel and Leclerc are 4th and 5th, Gasly 6th. Then you have Norris and Ricciardo, and Perez is nowhere to be seen. Right, so over the next 2 race weekends, we haven't got pictures, and for that I can only apologise. It is a little bit of complacency on my part. It's a rookie error that I shouldn't be making at this point in the series. So I do apologise, but I do have the results of both races here. And they are as follows. In Britain, Lewis Hamilton won the Grand Prix, his home Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc came second, Gasly third, making up the podium. Ilott was 4th, Vettel 5th, and Max Verstappen did not finish. And then as we went to Hungary, Vettel reigned supreme in the Ferrari. Charles Leclerc was second again, making it a 1-2 for Ferrari. Max Verstappen rounded off the podium. Gasly 4th, Lewis Hamilton in 5th. Now, heading into the break, we had 2 driver changes. There was a switch over, and I was as shocked as anyone when I saw it happen. Max Verstappen left Red Bull, Callum Ilott left Mercedes, Verstappen ended up at Mercedes, Ilott ended up at Red Bull, and now Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton are teammates. There will be one more race without a picture, which is Russia, in a few races time, but before then we have Belgium, the first race where Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton are both Mercedes drivers, and Max Verstappen reigns supreme. Charles Leclerc second, Lewis Hamilton rounding off the podium, Vettel fourth, Perez fifth, and Ilott in his first Red Bull race all the way down in 10th. And in the Netherlands, Max Verstappen wins the Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc came second, Lewis Hamilton third, Ilott fourth, Perez came fifth. I've had an absolute mare this video, and I can once again only apologise. And it appears Max is loving life in that Mercedes, as at Monza he wins his second Grand Prix as a Mercedes driver. Charles Leclerc second, Lewis Hamilton rounding off the podium, Pierre Gasly fourth, Lando Norris fifth, Sebastian Vettel sixth, Callum Ilott and Sergio Perez in 7th and 8th, and a very disappointing start to his Red Bull career. So, as mentioned before, Russia we do not have the picture for. However, the result was Max Verstappen made it 3 straight victories in his first 3 F1 Grand Prix for Mercedes. Charles Leclerc came second, Vettel rounded off the podium, Lando Norris was 4th, and Lewis Hamilton was 5th. And as Singapore comes, Charles Leclerc wins. Sebastian Vettel makes sure Ferrari have a 1-2. Lewis Hamilton comes 3rd. Lando Norris 4th, McLaren seemingly getting a little quicker at the back end of this season. Sergio Perez 5th, George Russell with a nice 6th place finish. But Callum Ilott finished all the way down in 13th place, and Max Verstappen didn't finish. And as we continue the Asia leg in Japan, Charles Leclerc picks up another victory as he wins the Japanese Grand Prix. Max Verstappen 2nd, Sebastian Vettel rounding off the podium in 3rd, Lewis Hamilton 4th, Perez 5th, Gasly 6th, Norris 7th, Russell 8th, Ilott all the way down in 9th place. Max Verstappen starts to rally as he wins the United States Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc, who's banging form, came 2nd, Lewis Hamilton rounding off the podium in 3rd, Sebastian Vettel in 4th, Perez and Ilott in 5th and 6th, Gasly came 7th, and Russell's having a very good end to this season in 8th. And as he tries to secure that Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen wins in Mexico. Lewis Hamilton 2nd, Perez rounding off the podium, Vettel in 4th, Ricciardo 5th, Ilott in 6th, Russell in 7th, again with big points, and Charles Leclerc finishing nowhere, unfortunately. And he's hitting form at the right stage of the season as Max Verstappen wins in Brazil. Charles Leclerc finishing 2nd, Lando Norris getting on the podium, fantastic for him, Lewis Hamilton 4th, Ilott 5th, Ricciardo 6th, Perez 7th, and Gasly's just starting to lose that bit of pace, I feel, back end of the season. Fernando Alonso's 9th, and Yuki Tsunoda rounds off the top 10. It's a lot later in the season than I would have liked, but here is the driver's standings. Max Verstappen is 43 points ahead of Lewis Hamilton going into the final 3 races of the season. Charles Leclerc is comfortably in 3rd place, possibly chasing down Lewis a little bit. Lewis is the only person who can catch Max at the top. And in the Constructors, Mercedes have secured the championship. Ferrari cannot catch them, they'll finish 2nd. Red Bull are 3rd, Alpha Tauri are 4th, and they're in a battle with McLaren to make sure they keep 4th. Williams 6th, Alpine 7th, Alfa Romeo are 8th, and Aston Martin are 9th. Haas, the only team not to pick up a point. And with that battle between Max and Lewis for these final 3 races happening, Max wins, and Lewis Hamilton does not finish in Australia. So Max Verstappen is the World Drivers' Champion. Sergio Perez came 2nd. Pierre Gasly finally finding that bit of pace in the Alpha Tauri in 3rd. Ilott 4th. Vettel 5th. Norris was 6th. Yuki Tsunoda 7th. Daniel Ricciardo in 8th. And with the Drivers' Championship sewn up, we went to Jeddah, where Charles Leclerc 1. Max Verstappen came second. Pierre Gasly getting himself on the podium again. Lewis Hamilton 4th. Oilot 5th. Norris was 6th. Yuki Tsunoda 7th. Ricciardo 8th. Vettel all the way down in 9th. Fernando Alonso picking up that final point. He'd been threatening it all season. And on the final race of the season, Pierre Gasly wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel came second, Max Verstappen 3rd, Charles Leclerc 4th, Perez 5th, Tsunoda 6th, Norris 7th, Oilot 8th, Ricciardo 9th, Alonso 10th, Hamilton finishing all the way down in 12th. And obviously Max had already won the drivers, we knew that, but in the end he won it by 90 points from Lewis Hamilton. Charles Leclerc just 10 points behind Lewis in 3rd, Vettel 4th, Gasly finishing 5th in the end ahead of both Red Bull drivers of Oilot and Perez. Norris and Ricciardo were 8th and 9th, and Tsunoda rounded off the top 10 with 62 points. And they'd won it a few races ago, but Mercedes won the Constructors' Championship by 180 points. Ferrari in 2nd, Red Bull win 3rd, AlphaTauri in 4th, and they weren't too far away really from their sister team. McLaren were 5th, Williams pipping Alpine to 6th, Alfa Romeo with 4 points in 8th, Aston Martin with 2 in 9th, Haas, the only team not to pick up a point. And that is the 2024 season. Max Verstappen is your champion. Mercedes are the Constructors' Champions. I can only apologise for the mishaps in this video. They will not be happening in the 2025 season, I can promise you that. But if you have enjoyed it, please do drop the video a like, give us a subscribe. I've got plenty more ideas for content like this, and I'll catch you guys later.